This
we are starting
conference will now be recorded.
persona part. Ritu ma'am, I'll require screen sharing. Can you
Yes,
permit
sir.
me from there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Abhigyan sir, please allow him to share the screen.
Done, madam. Sir, please.
Right, sir. Thank you very much once again. I hope that I'm visible at that end in the form of my presentation. Today we'll be talking on your persona, key to personal and professional success. When we talk about persona, it's a very common word which we right from the beginning, right from the childhood, we keep on listening this particular word. But there are some points. I'm not going to tell you that what is to be done, what is not to be done. I'll put some psychological aspects in front of you people. And today we all will together, I'm not here to teach you anything. Today we all together will have a small self-audit sort of things only, where we'll be working on some points. So I'll request you all to kindly keep pen and paper ready with you so that whenever you feel like jotting down something, you can do that. Right? So we are starting with the first slide here. Have you ever asked yourself a question, you know, ever yourself, that why I am so? Whatever kind of people you are, whatever your nature, whatever your behavior, whatever your attitude, the way you handle things, the way you approach your goals, you figure out your success. Have you ever asked yourself? Right? There's a small diagram over here. At the center of it, you is mentioned over there, and around that there are so many words mentioned: family, relatives, friends, books, television, neighbors, cousins, newspaper, teacher, classmates, co-workers, films, and thousands of other points are there. When a person get a birth, जब किसी इंसान का जन्म होता है तो वो एक व्हाइट बोर्ड की तरह बिल्कुल क्लीन होता है. फिर उस पर लोग लिखना शुरू करते हैं, फैमिली, रिलेटिव, दोस्त, टीचर, स्कूल वाले, बुक्स, जैसा हम प्रोग्राम देखते हैं. एंड स्लोली स्लोली हम उस शेप में टर्न होना शुरू हो जाते हैं जैसे हम आज हैं. मैं किसी सिचुएशन में कैसे रिएक्ट करता हूँ, मेरा पेश आने का क्या तरीका है, मेरा बिहेवियर कैसा है, मैं हैंडल कैसे करता हूँ किसी सिचुएशन को. आज हम इन सब चीजों के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं, और मेरा यकीन है कि शायद आज जो चीजें हम आपसे डिस्कस करने वाले हैं कहीं ना कहीं से आपको आपके पर्सोना के बारे में फिगर आउट करने में आपको मदद करेगी. सो वन थिंग, हर एक का अपना इफेक्ट है. जैसे हम यहाँ देख रहे हैं सर्कल में, स्क्रीन शेयर करना था तो यहाँ कुछ 15-20 गोले मैंने फिगर आउट किए. देयर आर सेवरल फैक्टर्स, और कौन सा फैक्टर हमारी पर्सोना पे, हमारे ब्रेन पे, हमारी सोच पे वो काम कर जाएगा, एंड वी वुड टर्न आवरसेल्फ इनटू द वे व्हाट वी आर टुडे. So the thing is, we have to figure out that, and how can we correct it. I'm not there to asking you, I'm not there to ask you anything, what kind of changes you have to figure out yourself. No, you come on each slide and figure out that what kind of person you are and what kind of person you want to be, what success level you are having right now, and what success level you are willing to have for yourself. Right? So we are coming to next slide now. You can find here there are 4 words which are mentioned here. First is personality. Right? What personality, whatever I have, God has blessed me one physique, of course one brain, and inside one brain there is a circuit of thoughts. Thousands of thoughts are going on per second, they are moving off. Second part is this, where you find it here, it is that, what do you realize? Are you realizing something? This is what is the point. मैं जब ये बात सोचता हूँ कि मैं अपने आप के बारे में क्या रियलाइज करता हूँ, मैं क्या महसूस करता हूँ, दैट इज वन थिंग. मगर ये बात अभी आधी है, अधूरी है. राइट? मैं उस जो चीजें मैं रियलाइज करता हूँ मेरी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में, उसको फिर मैं मैनेज करना शुरू करता हूँ थोड़ा थोड़ा करके. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं अगर लंबा नहीं हूँ, मेरी हाइट ज्यादा नहीं है, तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ कि मैं थोड़ा लंबा दिखूं. अगर मैं थोड़ा, मेरा मैं बल्की हूँ, मैं हैवी हूँ मेरी बॉडी, मैं ऐसा कैसा कपड़ा पहन सकता हूँ कि मैं थोड़ा सा भी फिट दिखता हूँ. हम रास्ते निकालते हैं, वी फिगर आउट द वेज टू डू द थिंग्स. So that is called personality management. And when you keep on doing on the personality management part, the fourth part is come personality development. When you start realizing it, when you start managing it, and when you start adopting things one by one, जब हम चीजों को अडॉप्ट करना शुरू कर देते हैं, फिर वो चेंजेस जब हमारे अंदर परमानेंट शेप में आना शुरू हो जाते हैं, दैट इज व्हाट इज वी कॉल्ड पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट। ना सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पंच लाइन जो है जिसे मैं मानता हूं वो है आई नो व्हाट आई नो। मैं जानता हूं कि मैं क्या जानता हूं। बहुत ध्यान से सुनिएगा, इसका स्क्रीनशॉट भी आप लोग चाहें तो ले सकते हैं। आई नो व्हाट आई डू नॉट नो, मैं ये भी जानता हूं कि मैं क्या नहीं जानता हूं। बट थर्ड एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट आई डू नॉट नो। मैं जानता ही नहीं कि मैं क्या नहीं जानता। सुनने में बड़ी अजीब बात लगती है, आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट आई डू नॉट नो, बट यू नो वन थिंग, आवर लाइफ रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड दिस पर्टिकुलर वर्ड ओनली, आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट आई डू नॉट नो। You know one thing, because one thing is there, if I know something, whatever I know, I cannot know everything in the world. This is fact. I cannot know everything in the world, you know. But one thing is there, I can know each and everything about myself. And the more I know myself, the more I figure out myself, right? More I explore myself, more I can be a better person. I can be a better personality. I can be a better figure. So the third and the most important point is I do not know what I do not know. Then how to figure out कि मुझे क्या नहीं पता है, ऐसी क्या बातें हैं जो मुझे नहीं पता है। अब इस सेशन में हम उन्हीं के बारे में बातें करने वाले हैं। एंड यू नो वन थिंग, हमारे बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट्स की, हमारे एटीट्यूड की, हमारे बात करने के तरीके की, हमारी चीज़ों को हैंडलिंग करने के तरीके की, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो हमें नहीं पता है और जिस पे हम अभी आज काम करने वाले हैं आप सभी के साथ। एंड एक बहुत फेमस ऑथर है, उनका नाम है सैम कॉथरॉन। उनकी स्पेलिंग कैथरॉन है मगर इनका सही प्रोनाउंसिएशन है सैम कॉथरॉन। ऑस्ट्रेलिया के हैं और जब 28-29 साल के थे तो अपनी कार से जा रहे थे BMW से, और एक ट्रावला से बहुत तेज स्पीड में इनका कोलिजन हुआ, हेड ऑन कोलिजन था। कार बिल्कुल डिस्ट्रॉय हो गई और 6 महीने ये कोमा में रहे और इवन डॉक्टर ने इन्हें डेड प्रोनाउंस कर दिया था कि इनकी डेथ हो चुकी है। बट ही रिकवर्ड फ्रॉम द कोमा। जब ये होश में आए तो ये अपना राइट हैंड गंवा चुके थे, जो आप फोटोग्राफ में यहाँ देख रहे हैं। और पूरे वर्ल्ड में केवल 4 लोगों के पास में इस लेवल के ऑटोमेटेड हैंड हैं जो एप्पल ऑपरेटेड हैं, जिसमें से एक सैम कैथरॉन है। 6 मंथ्स जब ये कोमा में रहे और उसके बाद ये 2 साल जब बेड पे रहे रिकवरी के दौरान, और जब वापस कई सारी सर्जरीज के बाद जब बाहर आए तो एक हाथ ये अपना गंवा चुके थे और एक पैर, जिसमें ऑपरेशंस के बाद में 6 प्लेट्स तरह तरह की और 98 स्क्रूज लगे हुए थे। और ये जब बंदा लौट के अपनी जिंदगी में वापस लाइफ के लिए आता तो he figures out, you know, here is one thing that what is the gist of life he figures out, that is you are an average of 5 of your proximities. इनका यह कहना है कि आप अपने जो सबसे 5 के आपके करीबी लोग हैं, आप उसका एवरेज हैं। आप अपने सबसे जो करीबी 5 लोग हैं उनके नामों की लिस्ट बनाइए। आप फिगर आउट कीजिए कि वो 5 लोग कौन हैं, उनके फाइनेंशियल लेवल्स क्या हैं, उनकी सोच का लेवल क्या है, उनका एटीट्यूड का लेवल क्या है, उनका बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट क्या है, उनके एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशंस के लेवल क्या हैं। और वो जब आप फिगर आउट कर लेंगे, आई कैन बेट यू, because you know I got an opportunity to interact with Sam, और we are fortunate enough कि ये भोपाल आए थे, वहीं मेरी इनसे मुलाकात हुई और ये मंत्र जो सीखा इनसे कि यू नो यहाँ पहला पॉइंट हमें निकल के आया कि हमें ऐसे लोगों से एसोसिएट करना चाहिए जैसे लोगों की हम रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं। नंबर 1, ऐसे लोगों की जिनके क्वालिफिकेशन, नॉलेज या बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट से आप मुतासिर हैं, आप उससे इन्फ्लुएंस्ड हैं, आप उससे इम्प्रेस्ड हैं। तो द काइंड ऑफ पीपल यू स्टार्ट एसोसिएटिंग, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि आप अपना एसोसिएशन बदल दीजिए, you change your friends, you change your relatives, no, it is not possible, but the kind of people you want to be yourself, you want to make yourself like, you can start interacting with such people, you can start growing. This is called power of association, right? So जो मंत्र सैम कॉथरॉन ने दिया था कि you are an average of 5 of your proximities, तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट आज के सेशन का ये है कि हमको अपने एसोसिएशन पे काम करना है। अगर देखो भाई, मैंने सुना था कि अगर आपकी दिशा सही है तो आपकी दशा सही होगी। इफ योर डायरेक्शन इज राइट, यू आर गोइंग टू गो इन द राइट डायरेक्शन। यू नो आपकी जो बात की जो सारी दशाएं होंगी, करियर में डेवलपमेंट होगा, पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट होगा, मेंटल डेवलपमेंट होगा, फैमिली वाइज सारे एस्पेक्ट्स में यू आर गोइंग टू गो इन अ बिग वे। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट पे अपन आते हैं इसके बाद में। दिस इज कॉल्ड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है। स्टार्ट आस्किंग क्वेश्चन टू योरसेल्फ, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है, और वो ये है कि आस्क स्मॉल क्वेश्चन टू योरसेल्फ, राइट। और एक बात है, अगर हम अपने ब्रेन से सवाल पूछते हैं तो ब्रेन रिजेक्ट नहीं कर पाता है, ब्रेन उस चीज को प्रोसेस करना शुरू करता है। तो जब ब्रेन में वो चीजें प्रोसेस होना शुरू होती हैं तो इंस्टेंट रिजल्ट नहीं आते, बट यू नो few months down the line, few years down the line, you start getting some fine results. और believe me, यहाँ पर एक लाइन मैंने हिंदी में लिखी हुई थी आप सभी के लिए कि मैं आज कौन सा छोटा काम कर सकता हूँ जो फ्यूचर में मुझे ग्रो करने में मदद करे। मैं आज कौन सा छोटा, अभी हम लोग आज यहाँ पे डोमिनो इफेक्ट के बारे में बात करें। मैंने अपने आप को अभी हमने देखा कि 3 महीने का लॉकडाउन पीरियड था। मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि इन 3 महीने के लॉकडाउन पीरियड के दौरान मैंने अपनी बकेट में, मैंने मेरे जो पीठ पे सर्कस लगा हुआ है जिसमें सारे तीर इकट्ठे किए, मैं किन चीजों को ये कह सकता हूँ कि ये मेरी जेन्युइन लर्निंग है। मैं सर्टिफिकेट्स इकट्ठे करने की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ व्हाट स्किल्स यू हैव गेन्ड इन दिस 3 months टाइम। एक बार आप इसको इस सेशन की खत्म होने के बाद कागज पे लिखिएगा। बिलीव मी, जब हम किसी भी चीज के बारे में काम करते हैं, खासकर वो चीज अपने बारे में हो, अपने करियर के बारे में हो, अपने फ्यूचर के बारे में हो, तो फ्रेंड्स इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू हैव अ प्रॉपर लुक ऑन दैट एंड दैट यू हैव टू जॉट डाउन द थिंग्स व्हाट यू आर डूइंग। तो आज आप सबसे पहले लिखेंगे कि अपनी कॉपी में, अपनी डायरी में, कि आज आप कौन सा ऐसा छोटा काम शुरू कर सकते हैं जो फ्यूचर में आपको ग्रो करने में मदद करेगा। मेरे ख्याल से आप लोग डोमिनो इफेक्ट के बारे में जानते होंगे। डोमिनो इन लकड़ी का या किसी चीज का एक प्लैंक नुमा होता है, एक स्क्वायर या रेक्टेंगुलर शेप का, और उन्हें एक पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंस के बाद खड़ा कर दिया जाता है। अगर पहले डोमिनो का द साइज ऑफ फर्स्ट डोमिनो इज 2 इंच बाय 2 इंच, और एक पर्टिकुलर एंगल में हम अगर ग्रो करते जाएं और डिस्टेंस पर रखते जाएं, तो जो 16th नंबर का जो डोमिनो होगा उसका साइज एफिल टावर के बराबर होगा। अभी हम इसका एक डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन भी देखते हैं आप सभी के साथ में। यू कैन सी दैट एक पिक्चर दिखाई जा रही है जिसमें एक बंदा खड़ा हुआ है, पर्सन है, और डोमिनो लाइन से लगे हुए हैं। सबसे छोटा जो डोमिनो है उसका जो साइज है वो लगभग 1 से 1.5 सेंटीमीटर के बराबर है, और जो सबसे बड़ा डोमिनो है उसका जो साइज है वो 2 फीट बाय 3 फीट है, 2 फीट बाय 3 फीट का है। और यहाँ पर लगभग 8-9 डोमिनोज यहाँ इन्होंने खड़े करके रखे हैं। अब जल्दी जल्दी हम उनके इफेक्ट को देखने की कोशिश करते हैं कि ये डोमिनो कैसे इफेक्ट करते हैं। हम चल रहे हैं नेक्स्ट स्लाइड के ऊपर। ये पर्सन यहाँ पर डोमिनो को, पहले डोमिनो को जिसकी साइज सबसे छोटी है, उसे गिराने की कोशिश कर रहा है, और उसके तुरंत बाद पहला डोमिनो गिरा, उसके बाद एक फॉल का सीरीज बन गया है। स्टार्ट्स विद अ सीरीज ऑफ फॉल, 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, यू कैन सी दैट कि वो डोमिनोज फॉल हो गए। नाउ अगेन हम वापस उसको रिवर्स में देखते हैं। When you come back in reverse, what do you find here? Look at the first one, size of first one, how small domino it is. And again, if you go ahead, you find it is having a capability to drop a multiple size of the domino. This is just what I could show you in the shape of a small slide. You can have a look on that. Again, मैंने उसे reverse किया है so that आप उसको enjoy कर सकें एक बार। Now this has gone in a complete way, right? Now come back to the next point. अब मैं आपको उस पॉइंट के बाद में एक अगली थ्योरी पे आपके पास आ रहा हूँ। तो हमको क्या ध्यान रखना है, हमारे छोटे एफर्ट, हमारे छोटे और ऑथेंटिक एफर्ट्स कितने काम करते हैं, ये हमारे लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। तो क्या आज छोटे एफर्ट्स आपने शुरू किए हैं, उसको लिस्ट आउट करिए, जो आपको आपके करियर की तरफ, बेटरमेंट की तरफ लीड करने वाले, राइट? अब हम अगली थ्योरी पे आ रहे हैं, दैट्स नेम इज कॉल्ड पॉपकॉर्न बकेट। मेरी एक पुस्तक थी, उसका नाम था पॉपकॉर्न बकेट, इसीलिए इसका नाम मैंने यहाँ पॉपकॉर्न बकेट रखा है। आप सभी ने मेज, कॉर्न, मक्का का दाना देखा होगा, उसका साइज कितना छोटा सा होता है, राइट? और उसका शेल बड़ा हार्ड, बहुत टाइट होता है। आप उस पर थोड़ा ऑयल लगाइए, थोड़ा बटर लगाइए और उसको हीट करिए 8 से 10 मिनट के लिए, एंड इट टर्न्स इनटू पॉपकॉर्न। व्हाट यू विल फाइंड, जो साइज है मक्का के दाने का वो कितना छोटा साइज है। और यू नो वन थिंग, जब आप उसको हीट करते हैं, नंबर 1 फिनोमिना, सेकंड 8 से 10 मिनट एक टेम्परेचर लगा, दूसरा आपको कुछ टाइम देना पड़ा, ठीक है। ये 2 काम आपने किए, तीसरा आपने उस पर थोड़ा सा ऑयल लगाया, तो उसकी जो हार्ड शेल रहती है वो ब्रेक हो जाती है और उसका रियल साइज बाहर आता है। आपको एक बात जान के हैरानी होगी कि पॉपकॉर्न के साइज से मक्का का साइज लगभग 10 से 15 गुना छोटा होता है। अगर हम इसे उल्टा बोलें तो मक्का के साइज से पॉपकॉर्न का साइज का जो आकार होता है वो 10 से 15 गुना टाइम्स बड़ा होता है। आप यहाँ देख रहे हैं कि एक एक छोटे से एक पेपर बकेट में ये रखा हुआ है, एक मुट्ठी मक्का आपने ली थी और वो पूरा बास्केट फुल हो गया। दोस्तों सेम चीज होती है, वो जो एक मुट्ठी बकेट है वो हमारे एफर्ट्स हैं, वो हमारे प्रयास हैं, और उस पे अगर हमने सही एफर्ट डाला, सही टेम्परेचर था, सही हीट था, तो वो टर्न हो गया रियल शेप में। और दोस्तों मैंने एक सर्वे में पढ़ा था कि पूरी दुनिया में केवल 13% लोग हैं जो अपने व्यक्तित्व का लगभग 50% से ज्यादा लाभ ले पाते हैं। बाकी लोग, बिलीव मी, 87% लोग मक्का ही मर जाते हैं अपने जीवन में, राइट? मक्का ही क्यों? पता? बिकॉज उनको ऑर्डर लेने के लिए वो इतने प्रोग्राम हो जाते हैं, या तो वो स्कूल में ऑर्डर ले रहे होते हैं, या वो टीचर का ऑर्डर ले रहे होते हैं, जॉब में ऑर्डर ले रहे होते हैं, कि उनकी खुद की रीजनिंग वो भूल जाते हैं। दे फॉरगेट दैट व्हाट एक्चुअली दे कैन रीजन, वो क्या उनका रीजनिंग कैपेसिटी है। तो ये जो थ्योरी है पॉपकॉर्न की, जितना लागू होती है दोस्तों पॉपकॉर्न पे, उससे ज्यादा लागू होती है इंसान के ऊपर। पता है क्यों? क्योंकि मक्का के दाने में तो दिख रहा है कि अटैक कहाँ करना है, पर इंसान में, इंसान होने के नाते मुझे ये नहीं मालूम है कि मुझे मेरी पर्सनालिटी के किस भाग पे काम करना है। क्या मुझे मेरे बिहेवियरल भाग पे काम करना है? क्या, अपने आप से एक प्रश्न पूछ के देखिए कि क्या जैसे आप अपने आप को समझते हैं वाकई आप ऐसे हैं? मैं आपको एक एक्सरसाइज बताता हूँ। आप अपने परिवार वालों को, पापा मम्मी भाई बहन को, या जो आपके घर में रहते हैं सदस्य, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, आपके जो बहुत पक्के दोस्त हैं उनको एक प्लेन पेपर दे दीजिए और उनसे बोलिए कि मैं बुरा नहीं मानूंगा, ये मैं आपको वचन देता हूँ, आई प्रॉमिस यू दैट आई विल नॉट फील बैड अबाउट इट, बट काइंडली राइट डाउन 5 ऑफ माई वीकनेसेस। Write down 5 of my weaknesses on the paper, and nobody should talk to each other. Ask your father to write separately, ask your mother to write separately, ask your brother to write separately, and friends to write separately. You will be surprised to get that slip back. पहली बात तो वो लिखने को तैयार नहीं होंगे। अगर आपने तैयार कर लिया तो आप तैयार रहो आपके व्यक्तित्व के सही विकास के लिए। यू विल गेट अ लिस्ट, और उसमें वीकनेसेस में ऐसे ऐसे पॉइंट लिखे होंगे दोस्तों जो आप यकीन नहीं कर सकते। वो सारे पॉइंट जो आपने कभी सोचा ही नहीं अपने बारे में कि मेरे में ये वीकनेस है। क्यों पता? क्योंकि मैं वही देखना चाहता हूँ मेरे अंदर जो मुझे अच्छा लगता है। मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ। जब हम पढ़ाई करते हैं, एक सिलेबस होता है, 5 यूनिट है, 5 यूनिट में हम पढ़ाई करने बैठे, आपने सिलेबस लेके बैठी। ये इंसान का मनोविज्ञान है, साइकोलॉजी है कि पर्सन हु रीड्स ओनली द थिंग विच ही इज कंफर्टेबल एट, पर्सन वही चीजें पढ़ता है और पढ़ना पसंद करता है जिन चीजों पर वो कंफर्टेबल महसूस करता है, जिन चीजों पर वो कंफर्टेबल, जो यूनिट हमें आती है हम उसी को बार बार पढ़ेंगे, और जो यूनिट हमें टफ लगती है, एक बार अपने मन पे हाथ रख के अपने आप से पूछो कि जो यूनिट आपको टफ लगती है उस यूनिट का कितना हिस्सा ऐसा है जिसको आप कंफर्टेबली पढ़ते हो, आप उसको अवॉइड करते हो, आप उसको इग्नोर करते हो। आप आपकी कोशिश ये रहती है उस पर्टिकुलर स्लिप के बारे में, उस पर्टिकुलर चीज के बारे में कि यू नो आप उसे छोड़ दो। सो प्लीज माइंड, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो ये था मेरा नेक्स्ट पॉइंट विच इज कॉल्ड पॉपकॉर्न बकेट। नाउ आई विल जस्ट टेक यू टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट फिगर है दोस्तों, इसका स्क्रीनशॉट जरूर ले लेना। ये एक बहुत अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी है जो आपको अपने अंदर का पूरा ऑडिट करने में मदद करती है। इट हेल्प्स यू इन ऑडिटिंग योरसेल्फ। यहाँ 4 बड़े गोले बने हैं, सबसे ऊपर एक सर्कल बना है, ऑन दिस इज रिटन व्हाट यू लव। अब यहाँ हम ये चीज देखना शुरू करते हैं। मैं अपना बनाता हूँ, आप अपने बनाइएगा गोले अपने घर पे जाके, और इस चीज को फिगर आउट करिएगा, राइट? मैं आगे बताऊंगा ये चीज क्या है और ये कंसेप्ट कहाँ से आया है और ये क्यों है, राइट? पहले सर्कल में लिखा है व्हाट यू लव। लिस्ट आउट द थिंग्स व्हिच यू लव। आप जिन चीजों को प्यार करते हो, जिन कामों को प्यार करते हो, जो काम आपको करना अच्छा लगते हैं, जो काम करना आपको पसंद है, उनकी एक लिस्ट बना लीजिए। तो फर्स्ट जो टॉप पे सर्कल बना है आप देख रहे हैं, उसके भीतर लिखा है व्हाट यू लव। फिर लेफ्ट पे एक सर्कल बनाए, यू कैन सी व्हाट आर यू गुड एट, आप किस काम को करने में अच्छा है, आप बेहतर है। तो पहली बात तैयार हो गई कि आप कौन सा काम करना आपको पसंद है। अब उनमें से कुछ काम ऐसे चुनो, ढूंढो ईमानदारी से, खुद के प्रति ईमानदार रह के। जस्ट अ मोमेंट, हेलो, ओके, ठीक है, ठीक। Okay, friends, thank you very much for letting me know that. I thought that there must be some of the people those will be requiring Hindi, so I didn't go in that only. So, anyways, now I'm coming up with that only. Thorough English will be there. So, the first circle, what you're having here, where you can find is what you love. The first point is, first circle is what you love. Second one, which is on your left, you find that what are you good at? What are you good at? Right? So, figure out the first list of what you love. Second one is what you are good at, and out of three there will be some common topics you can find, and the common topics which you find over here, that is what is your passion, right? I'm just going in this. Second one, which you find downstairs, you can find another circle is mentioned over here, in which it is written that what you can be paid for, right? First circle was what you are, what you love. Second one is what are you good at, and the third one is what you can be paid for.
English.
This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Right? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right? So third point is what you can be paid for. If it is what you can be paid for, now this is the third list of your work, what you're talking about. When you make up a list, what you can be paid for means you are not being paid for all things which you love to do. Second, you are not being paid for all the things which you are good at. But the third thing, you can figure out something, and now you can have the combination of these two left and the down one circles. You can figure out what you are good at and what you can be paid for. This combination would create your profession, right? It will give you money. Third and the fourth combination we are coming to discuss about what the world needs. What the world needs means you know something, and everything what you have is useful for somebody somewhere, and you may be knowing it, you may not be knowing it. So this is the option, you can figure out yourself what the world needs, and that particular point what you're talking about, that can be your location, right? And here we can figure out fourth combination with the first one, top circle. You can have a look on that, what you love and what the world needs. If you love something and world requires it, that can be your mission. If you talk about any big person, any person who is successful, if you go to website of any organization, you can find one word there on the website which is mentioned is about us, right? And second one is mission, third one is vision, and fourth one is goal, right? So maybe they don't write their goal, but vision and mission they are writing it. Means what? If you are really willing to have a proper audit of your persona, you make these four circles, write down what you love, write down what you are good at, write down what you can be paid for, and write down what the world needs. You will figure out four basic pillars of your life, which is called passion, profession, vacation, and mission. And believe me, friend, this is what is called ikigai. You might have heard about Japan. People of Japanese, you don't find them more in controversies. You don't find they are most developing people. They are the people who grow very fast. In 1945, you know that. I'm just going to talk it, in the next slide. In 1945, after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, atom bomb was, raised there by USA. They lost everything. And in just few years only, they have constructed total Hiroshima Nagasaki in a nice way. Number one thing. Second thing, which is very important, every now and then you can find that there are huge storms are there, like tsunami and all. every now and then you can find there, earthquakes are there, but after that only they take few years and they grow again immediately. This is what is the thing only they are willing to have for themselves. This is what is the thing they are willing to have. This is what is the attitude. This is what is the character. One thing I have read in a book, that whenever you read, it becomes a thought, and when it becomes a thought, it creates an idea. When idea is there, you start willing, to grow your attitude in that direction. When you keep on practicing it, later on it turns into your character. Japanese are known for it, dear friends. Coming to the next point, which is very important point, which is called, now I'm coming to the important point, this is called energy management. Next point is, because one thing, when you figure out anything to talk about your persona, which can help you in your personal and professional growth. But before this thing I'll talk, I have a question for you people all. Kindly put your right hand like this. All of you, this is an exercise with you all. Kindly put your right hand like this only. Right? Can you see my hand? And on your right hand only, you just imagine your total potential, total capabilities, total abilities, whatever skill you have. Just keep your hand like this only and imagine on your palm. And ask yourself a question. Don't answer me this question. Ask yourself a question, that are you doing justice with the potential you have kept on your hand? Are you doing justice? Right? If your answer is yes, this is great. This is an amazing thing. But even if 1% of your answer is wrong, no, there is a lot can be done. There is a lot can be done, and that 1% could create an amazing effect in that. Right? So here we are talking about managing our energy. There are 2 points I have mentioned here. First is called noble obstacles. If you know noble obstacles, what are the noble obstacles? I tell you one thing. There are simple excuses. There are simple excuses. Human beings are excellent at making excuses in a big number. I'm not talking about all people. Maybe some of them are there, those are not. So noble obstacles are the obstacles which are creating challenges, which are becoming hurdles of our growth. And the best part about this particular word is, we convince ourselves that the work, what we are doing, it was most required work. It was the essential work which we were doing, and without this, it won't do. But you know one thing, in practical life, it is not like that. Let's have a small survey of your persona. I'm going to ask you because there are 134 people, so it would be a bit difficult to interact. But I'll just interact in monologuous way, but you will be able to answer yourself here only. Ask yourself that out of 24 hours, if you figure out the timing, what is the time you are in touch with your cell phone? Cell phone includes everything, whatever is in it, all the social medias and all the things which are there in it, right? And ask yourself, is it equally, basically required, and is it equally essential as you really feel? Ask yourself a question. You will get the answer, yes, there are a lot of messages are there are a lot of calls are there, a lot of things are there, but is it really required? Now ask yourself, what percentage of time can I curtail out of it? What percentage of time can I curtail out of it? Right? If I can curtail, and that is what is I have to audit. Nobody else is going to audit. That's why the word is given is noble obstacle. This is such an obstacle which is noble enough. Right? First one. Second thing I'm going to ask you, ask yourself, how many of us are really reading books? I'm not talking about the textbooks and the reference books. Any book which you like to read. Are we really reading books? And if we are really reading books, just mind yourself. If we read books, ask yourself, and I do not know how many of you answering yes or no, but I know the right answer. and the figure is less than 25%. Believe me, this is fact. Less than 25%. But if you are reading a book, you can have some small points in it. I just tell you one thing. I'll suggest you some books if you feel like. You can start reading one page, half page a day. That will be the biggest ever way to program your brain. If you are really willing to have this, you have joined this particular to polish, you will be able to connect, with some points. First point is, if you are reading a book, you don't need to charge it. Second, you don't need to recharge it. There is no streaming required for this. No data is required for this. And a lot of information is mentioned in that. This is positive part of noble obstacles. Second, my dear friends, I'm coming to attention residue. For example, I'm reading one book or I'm working on computer, and parallel when I'm working on computer, I'm giving my 100% to that particular point. Suddenly, I find that you know some my mobile buzzes, and I figure out some messages there, something else is there. You will believe it or not, but you can experience it. I'm just telling you, my dear friends. Whenever you go and peep into your mobile, you figure out some messages there, you open that message and look at that. It would never happen that immediately after watching that particular message, you will come back to your work. It will never happen. What will you do? You will start going and peeping into other messages. You are start streaming unnecessary things which suddenly appears. Pop-ups are there, which are there to distract your brains. And believe me, this figure is given over there. If you are there, you are able to hardly put every time. If I'm focusing 100%, suddenly I get a message, and I again get back to it. I come back to 80%. If it happens once again, I keep on reducing. That is why our concentration, our basic concentration, we are losing. One by one, we are losing it. Right? So these two things, kindly mind it, kindly note it. If it is possible, take a screenshot of it. Energy management, 2 points are there: noble obstacles and attention residue. Whatever I get back is called attention residue. 100% going to mobile, 10% again coming back to myself, 90%, 80%. This is called attention residue. The kind of basic attention I have, this is called attention residue. Coming to the next thing only, very important point I'm talking about. Can I reach my goals easily by doing the same things alone continuously? क्या मैं अपने goal को, if I, will I be able to reach my goals? Whatever I am doing, jot down the things. Please have a sincere audit of it, and you will figure out how many things you are doing. If you keep on doing the same things, you are going to get your goals. You are going to reach your goals, right? If your answer is yes, you are going to get your goals, actual goals. Things are okay, things are cool, right? Otherwise, stop doing them. Otherwise, stop doing them. One thing in persona, in personality development, in persona management, most of the and the biggest thing which is found was of energy management. When we are talking about persona, when we are talking about all these things, the most important point which is there is energy management. Lot of things which we are doing, we keep on doing, right? One line I have shared in the starting, that if I keep on doing the same thing what I was doing, I'll get the same thing what I was getting. If you keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results, my dear friend, this is called height of insanity, whether you do or I, right? And this is what most of the people are doing. Most of the people. And that's how. Because one thing is there. Am I really willing to learn? Am I really willing to listen? Am I really willing to grow? If it is so, I'll first do, I'll do a self audit. I'll figure out, why I'll do so, because I'll require time for doing it. And from where I'll get time? I'll get time from all the things what I'm actually doing. I'll have to reduce it slowly. I'll have to figure out, small chunks of the time out of it. And the time I start stealing time out of my all the works I'm doing. I'll start putting my energy to all valuable resources, right? And if I start doing it, 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, you will start feeling that, oh, the result has started coming. It happens. It would happen, right? I'll go to next slide now. Uh, this is another point which is called the art of not panicking. Right? When Americans, sent to first astronaut to space, the skill which was taught was the art of not panicking, because in the space only, thousands of kilometers away, lakhs of kilometers away, the astronaut only would be the person who handle all the situations. And believe me, only understanding, am I get panicking? Whenever you feel panic, are you really creative about it? Are you really putting all your efforts to understand that I'm panicking and I have not to panic? Because when we panic, there are so many things happens. It is written, in fact, here, when people panic, they make mistakes. Because whenever I'm panicking, I'm losing my hold on my head. They override systems. They disregard procedures. They ignore rules. They deviate from the plan, what actually plan they have, right? They become unresponsive and stop thinking clearly. So this panicking is the thing only. Ask yourself that how many times in so many activities, write down, take a paper and write down some things in family situations, when you are there, in last 2 days, how many times you were, panicking in official situations, how many times it happens that you create panic for yourself only. My dear friends, this is very important. I have read somewhere that to keep your head cool is the biggest ever option, because when we are talking about anything in the world, we figure out that because of this particular thing, panicking, because of anger, we lose a thing. And you remember that last time when you panic, last time when you got angry, who faced the maximum challenges? And he was you only, or she was you only, no one else, right? So this is the art which is being taught to astronauts. I believe that, I thought that I should share it to you all. And this is all about the self management. You cannot learn it from anywhere. This is your decision. You decide it to not to panic. The day you decide not to panic, I believe, if you are married, you can talk to your wife and figure out that, okay, whatever happens, we will not quarrel in front of our kids, will not create, we will sort out our matter later on, but not in front of all the people. This decision, if you take when you are cool and calm and composed, whenever you will get panic, you will recall this particular thing, and you remember that, okay, there are some people nearby me, I should not do this, I should not take this particular action. And what you will do then, immediately after that, you'll just calm down. And believe me, not in a day, not in a single shot, but slowly you start having this particular challenge, you just start recovering them. And automatically, the way you handle your things, you have to adopt things more. You have to adopt, you know uh, I know one of the very successful fellow millionaire. He is there, and he's our honorable chairman. He says only 4 points. First thing is, accept yourself as you are, accept others as they are, forgive yourself, and forgive others. There are 4 points, and believe me, when I was reading this American theory of the art of not panicking, I figured out these all concepts there only. The time I start accepting myself, the time मुझसे ये काम हो ही क्यों नहीं रहा? Why I'm not able to do this job? Why it's me only? Why me only? God, why me? Instead of, we never say God, try me. We always say God, why me? Right? So this is what is panicking, my dear friends. Coming to the next slide. Uh, we have heard always about post-mortem. Have you heard about pre-mortem? Right? Pre-mortem means what? Pre-mortem is literally dissecting your plan, literally dissecting your everything, what you were planning to have for yourself, what you were planning to execute it. Post-mortem is done after the death with the dead body to figure out the reason why the person died. But the pre-mortem, what can be the cause of my failure if I'm going to do that? This is called pre-mortem. And if you do pre-mortem of your things, believe me, your ideas, your best ideas will never go to vain. It will never be spoiled. It will always, you will always figure out that. So pre-mortem, you can, for pre-mortem, I'll let you know the method of pre-morteming. Whatever you are planning to do, whatever your goal is, you have fixed up, do not ever fix your goal directly. Figure out all this ikigai part, what I told you initially, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, and all these 4 circles you remember. Take all these 4 circles, and what the world wants is the most important. I may be good at anything, but does the world need it? If the world requires it, then only I'll be paid for it. Then only. Number one. Second thing, I can master myself in such a way. I can create importance of my skill set in such a way that people start requiring it. You can find so many people are there, so many speakers are there, so many musicians are there, so many singers are there. Those are already doing it, right? On YouTube, you can find there's a girl named Maithili Thakur. She was a singer. She participated in some particular competition on television, singing competition, and then later on she figured out that nothing is going on there. She started her YouTube channel only, and millions of views are there. 2.6 million subscribers are there on that only, right? So what can be the most important thing? The pre-mortem of the idea, the best ideas you have, my dear friends. And if you do that, your pre-mortem of that particular part, that is going to make a big success on that. Next point I'm coming to discuss you, my dear friends, and this is yeah, one more thing I remember apart from the pre-mortem part, which is very important to talk about, that we go for so many skill sets to learn, so many skill sets to learn, right? What are the skill sets you are requiring for yourself? Just talk to yourself. So I'll take one by one on that skill set part particularly. And the particular skill set I'm talking to you is, first part, your communication part, right? In communication, I'm going to tell you 5 things to talk about. In those 5 things, you can jot down perhaps. The first thing is content. Whatever you speak, the first point is content, right? What content do you have? And the content part has 2 aspects in it. The first is facts, and second is figures. So whenever you speak, you figure out that whatever you are speaking, do you have these 5 things in it? First is the content part, and the content has 2 parts, facts and figures. Facts means the actual facts about anything, and figure means the data. So whenever you are speaking anything, whenever you are communicating anything, whenever you are delivering anything, do you have these 2 things with you? First is called fact and second is called figure. Second thing is called, first is content, second is organization, right? Whenever you are organizing it, right? So how nicely you are organizing it means what? How do you organize things? It starts right from your education. I have read somewhere in the books which is written that human beings are like earthen pots. How do you go to market and you buy earthen pots? How do you buy earthen pot? You just keep your finger like this, you just knock twice, and the sound which comes out of the earthen pots lets you know that whether the earthen pot is useful for you or not, right? Same thing is happening with us only. We have right from the beginning, nursery, 1 year, KG1, KG2, 2 year, 12th, 12 years. So there are 15 years now cumulatively. After that, 4 year, 3 year degree, right? 19-year masters, PG, anything else you have done. 18, 19 years you have learned in putting on, gaining skills, gaining, upgrading yourself in school, colleges, and all. You learn a lot of skills and things and all. But you know one thing, when you go for an interview, the first and the most important thing you are willing to have for yourself, what is that? He asked you one question, introduce yourself. And the time you speak, the moment you speak, in just 30 seconds to 1 minute's time, you let him know that what you have learned in right from the nursery. First 1 year nursery, 2 years KG1, KG2, 12 years of your 12th class, and then degree, and then masters, and then after that PhD if you have done. This is what you express. So what I want to tell you, my dear friends, knowing something doesn't carry that regards, but how do you deliver that what you know is most important. So just mind, first point was there where we're talking about content, facts and figures. Second is called organization. I'm coming to third point, and the third and the most important point is, this is called brevity. Brevity stands for how concise you are when you are speaking. Whenever you are assigned for any topic, whether you are in a school, college, or in a professional organization or government organization, doesn't carry any matter. Thumb rules are always there with the thumb rules only, right? So brevity means concise. How concise you are. Whenever you speak something, after speaking that, just figure out that what are the words, number of words. If you remove those words, whether my meaning remains same. And after removing some words, your meaning remains same. It means that you will not require those, or you would not have required those words in your speech, in your content. So 3 points. And the fourth one I'm coming to you is maturity. Whenever you're talking to some topic, any topic you should have maturity in it. It means what? If you are able to judge the level of weightage which is to be given to the particular point, this is called maturity. How mature you are, how maturely you can handle that particular thing, right? And the last one out of these 5 points is, my dear friends, this is called relevance. How relevant you are. Whenever you are explaining something, how relevant you are. It's up to you only that if you are talking something and you are relevant enough. And I'll just give you one question. Write down or just imagine the answer of my question. What is pollution? According to you, what is pollution? Just think about it once and answer yourself if you can. This is the moment I'm giving you. Just think about it. What is pollution? Right? Now you might have thought about your answer. Now, this was a simple thing which we have heard in 7th, 8th, 9th class, and we are very much aware about the particular answer of this particular thing. Now, whenever you are answering it, just qualify that whether when you are answering this question, is it really relevant with the question what was asked to you? What is pollution? I give you one answer. Undesired change in the basic constitution of atmosphere. Undesired change in basic constitution of atmosphere. When I'm giving you this particular word, out of this message, you can find that undesired change in the basic constitution of atmosphere. Even if you remove a single word out of it, you can find that the meaning changes. So how can you control that thing only? This is a normal procedure whenever you are in a peer group or in the family, whenever you are interacting. Just do self-audit of yourself, and the better you do self-audit of yourself, you are going to make the things in a big way. So these 5 points, kindly remember. I'll just revise it once again before I go to my next point. First is content. Second is called organization. third is called brevity, fourth is called maturity, and the fifth one is called relevance. After this very small activity we are going to do with you all people, you can do that.
Excuse me, sir.
I guess-
Mehan, sir.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
screen is not visible. Kindly share your screen, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Sir, any problem?
No, no, is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's visible. Presentation preparation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So now this was about the point. I gave you 5 things to discuss about. Now the magical things about it is whenever you are going to talk in front of anybody, you are letting them know that what actual kind of person you are. And believe me, the slide you can have a look on that. The first slide, there's an iceberg is given over there, and you can find that the 10 to 15% of tip of iceberg which is there in the air, and the rest of the iceberg is underwater. The iceberg is underwater shows that demonstrate that your preparation which you do all the way right from your beginning you are doing it. Right? That is the important point which you always understand. Whenever I'm talking to somebody, whenever you are talking to somebody, it's not like that, you know, you will prepare it initially and you go and just deliver your presentation. It will never happen, right? And one more psychological aspect comes there. I'll just share you with right now. And which is called, have you ever heard this word particular glossophobia? This particular word, Google says about it that this is a fear whenever you are expressing yourself in front of anybody, whenever you are expressing in front of anybody. And the best solution of it is the Steve Jobs gives, is called rehearse. That rehearsal can be practical, that rehearsal can be theoretical, that rehearsal can be a routine and the daily part of your life that you know very well. Right? I will just share it later on, what can be things which you can do for that. The point is, here we have discussed these 5 points initially: content, organization, brevity, maturity, and relevance. Right? And now I'm coming to the reading part. I have initially shared that reading part, which gives you the real, because you know I have heard that and I have read in some books that whatever you read, the word goes into your brain and it starts automatically processing. If you don't believe it, one thing, if somebody is going to explain you something, sharing you something, letting you know something, what would happen, you know? If it happens, rather, you may argue with him, you may exchange thoughts with him, you may be loud rather, but when you are reading book and something is mentioned over there, the thought goes into your brain. I'll suggest you, my dear friends, to choose one book, whichever you like. Rather, you can go to one thing, you just open YouTube and type there book reviews, positive mental attitude, self-help books, reviews, and you will find a lot of reviews are there. You go through any review, and whichever review you like, buy that book and read that. And the best way of reading, I'll share you. You can keep that book nearby your pillow, and whenever you are about to sleep, even you have kept your mobile away, and now you are only one thing is left, that is to sleep. That time you pick that book, read 4, 5, 6 lines, 10 lines, whatever is convenient to you, and then you sleep. Believe me, whatever the words which you read and which goes to your brain, slowly it becomes a process, and the particular process comes in form of Outcomes informs results, actions, and outcomes. Now, I'll just go to the next point. Yeah. You may be listening so many people, your teachers, your friends, your colleagues, and on television, on you may be liking some speakers also. Now, what to do? How to figure out one thing? Observation is the one thing which can help you grow in a big way, right? Watching something, seeing something is different, and observing something is different. When you observe something or somebody or someone's speech, if you listen, when you observe, you pick some points out of it, right? I know one fellow who became millionaire in last 10 years. In last 10 years by only observations. He is not a mimicry artist, right? He is not a comedian. He is rather a stand-up comedian, but he was excellent at observation, and the name of the fellow is Kapil Sharma. Kapil Sharma is ultimate at his observation. He listens someone, he observes someone, he figure out someone, and he starts imitating them. I'm not asking you to imitate someone, but I'm asking you to do one thing, which is called observe your favorite speaker. Now, why someone is your favorite? Someone is your favorite because only one thing is there. He or she might have definitely some qualities are there which you admire, which you really appreciate. And which quality I appreciate actually, which rather I have, or sometimes I do not have, but I wish to have. Right? I was listening one interview of Amir Khan. He said, I always wanted to be noticed by the people. मैं हमेशा लोगों से notice होना चाहता था. I always wanted to be noticed by the people. So this was the point in reverse observation. If you always want us to be, if you want yourself to be noticed, you can figure out that the observation. Now, what is to be observed? What kind of vocabulary someone is using? What kind of expression someone is giving? My dear friends, whenever we speak something, whenever a single word comes out of your mouth, you don't believe that there are so many factors which are there in that only. Each word has got its pitch, diction, voice throw, stress, pause, rhythm, so many things, and that all things together become effect. And if you start picking some small points from various speakers, when you listen, because one thing is there I want to mention you, which is called power of association. What Sam Catron said in starting, the kind of people you associate, you slowly become like that. The kind of people you associate, you slowly become like that, right? You just imagine that. And same thing is happening here. In the, we can figure out that it's called magnetic induction. If you have a big, huge magnet, and if you keep a small oil pin nearby that only, after some time you find that there is some magnetism in that oil pin. Same phenomena works here in the communication also. So the kind of people you associate, you automatically start behaving like that. If you listen nice words, if you listen nice vocabulary, nice tone texture, automatically you start doing it. So please mind, observation is the key. Next point I'm going to talk about, practice with distractions. Right? This is a magical word. Distraction helps you concentrate. It seems awkward when you listen it. For concentration, a lot of peace is required. No voice should be there and all, right? But one thing, when distraction is going on, and even after the distraction, if you are able to concentrate on your work, that is what is your real concentration. And a lot of teachers may be there here, they can feel that when they are in the class, a lot of distractions are there. And after that distractions, if you are focusing on your point, you are delivering it, you should know that what should be the level of weightage given to any distraction. If you find very less weightage should be given, you keep on doing your work. but it needs practice, as Steve Jobs says at initial stage, right? The rate, the time you speak up, the rate of your speech works a lot. These all things what we are talking about gives two things to your persona. It's called personal touch and the professional touch, right? When to slow down your points, when to speed up your times. We are in the time of lockdowns right now, and we can figure out some things. There are some ways to interact with people through various networks that we are interacting with. A lot of challenges we are facing it, but when we are interacting people live, these all things matter a lot, right? Coming to the next point, dear sir, and that is pauses. When we speak of something, there are spaces, there are pauses, and each pause speaks something. First is comma. When we have a pause of 1 second, actually this chart you can see over here, which is taught to the people those who are indulged in medical transcription and legal transcription, right? So single second is given over there, which is for comma. If it is for 2 seconds, this is for periods. Period means stops, a full stop. And if it is for 3 seconds, it's for paragraph. And if it is for 4 seconds, it is given to a topic. Most important thing is called practice tone and projection. Whenever we are talking something, when we are sharing something, this is called tone and projection. You might have heard about the language. There can be of 4 kind of. First is called standard. If you speak any language, right? If you use any language, so if you speak, it should be like English only, not Britishers or not Americans, English only. First is called standard. Second is called colloquial. When you speak any language and your colloquial effect comes, if someone comes to know whether which place basically you belong to, is called colloquial part. Then it comes verbose. When you are using so many words which are not required for it, that's called verbose part. And the superfluous usage of the vocabulary, when you are using so many of the words which they are superfluous, they were not required at that particular point of time. Here, one thing, the first point I told you, standard, and second point I told you, colloquial. Your colloquial effect can be figured out through tone and projection. The tone of the language you have and the way you project your each and every word, right? And this can be helped by only one thing. I tell you, my dear friends, with your peer group, number one, and second one, which I told you initially, which is called the things you share. The things you observe, that helps you there. Next slide I'm coming to. It is very important to figure out body language. For body language, I'll tell you one thing, dear friend. C is directly proportional to K. The one word is coming in the next slide only, which I'm going to share here right now. C stands for confidence and K stands for knowledge. So when you're saying C is directly proportional to K, means when you do not have knowledge of particular thing or subject, you can never have confidence in it. And there are some people, those who say that confidence, I'm not getting confidence in it. It means work on your knowledge part. If you work on your knowledge part, if you are good at your knowledge part, if you are sure about what the stuff you have, you will automatically have confidence in you, right? And the body language, it's a matter of fact, I tell you, it is again a part of that only. If knowledge is there, you are confident, your confidence level is high, your body language can be better until or unless you are aware of the correct body languages. For example, I'll tell you here, I'm talking to you on a screen here. Maybe you can figure out. So this particular screen is my range. If I have to show any of my gestures, any of my expressions, any of my facial expressions, eye contact, everything I can show through this particular frame only. So I need to mind this particular. So here you have to observe on what particular event you are, what particular level you are. Body language has not a single stand. Body language can be changed according to situation, according to requirement, And if I'm talking to you here on a small screen, so this is my range. If I'm talking in front of a big auditorium in front of 1,000 people, I'll be showing my total gait to you. And when I'll be showing my total gait to you, I'll be able to show my total body language. Of course, apart from this particular local event, what is always important? Your knowledge and your confidence. But here, one etiquette part is required to be added. You have to learn so many times, so many things of body language, which you practice it. You have to practice it because so many gestures and so many expressions are there, which are not that comfortable always. But of course, I give you a small example of it. Uh, Whenever you are, suppose you are being taken for a theatric play or a drama, and you were assigned a task of or a role of Akbar, and another fellow has given a role of a kind of peon or anyone else, lower class of the people, multitasking staff kind of work I am offering. Suddenly you find two artists were there, those who are offering it, one who was offering for multitasking staff or peon, he'll automatically have that particular, because one thing, he'll indulge in that. And if somebody is entering into the role of Akbar, what would happen? He'll start putting his body language, tight shoulders, proper stance he'll be showing. Means what? This is called realization of need. When we are having, suppose you are in an interview, so you need to know that you are talking to the particular person for the first time and what kind of body language you should carry there. I do not ever say that if you are in a group when with your friend and all, but always mind the body language because it tells that which background you come from, right? Whenever you speak something, it tells that which background you come from. Whenever I say something, it shows from where I come. So it is very important point. I'm coming to the next point. It's called eye contact. I'm just dropping it this particular point. Find your style that works for you. This is the best and the most important thing. I have told you so many things in this 1.5 hour about, but the most important thing is I want to let you know that everyone sitting in this room is unique. You are unique one only. You have your own style to carry, but it doesn't mean that you don't need any improvement, right? You can put on all the efforts in all the aspects. You can put to improve your thinking, the way you think, the way you handle things, the way your attitude works. If you start putting on that, plus your own style, right? That is the thing only you will be liked by others as a speaker or as a person, in fact. And believe me, the way you communicate when you are communicating something, language is just a means of conveying your knowledge, but it is very important because it's how you communicate, whether you speak Hindi, whether you speak English, or whether you speak any other language, right? Coming to next point. Of course, this slide shows confidence, which I talked initially. But one word is mentioned here, which is called project confidence. Projection is most important. You may be confident, you may not be confident, but projection is a skill. I ask you one question, all of you right now here. Maybe so many students are there. You appear in any examination of a university and you figure out that 5 questions are mentioned there, and out of 5 questions you are very good at writing 3 questions and you are not that good at writing 2 questions. You do complete first 3 questions in a most proper way, but the 2 questions or 1 question which you are not very good at, suddenly you feel that you become a Chris Gayle and every shot goes after 120 meters, 116 meters, and you start writing so many things which you are not really willing to write in the questions which you are knowing very nicely. Because you know one thing, in those three questions, you have something to lose because you know all the answers. But in these two questions or one question, because you are not good at the answer, you are not knowing it, what you have done, you have started writing something, you have started bragging something. You have write it like anything only because you have nothing to lose your. Means what you have done here, you have projected your confidence here. You have projected your confidence, and that's why. And believe me, even after writing that, you get very nice scores in that particular point only. You are very much sure about it, right? Next point. Most important thing, feedback, right? Feedback and adaptation of feedback is very important, right? Whenever someone tells you, whenever someone gives you feedback, whenever someone gives you this feedback, this is not an end. This is not an end. When I started it, I came to know that I don't have to go bilingual. I have to talk in English only. Immediately adopt it and start doing it. Right? The kind of people, sometimes people may laugh at you. Sometimes they'll be showing flat faces. Sometimes they won't let you even know. Even you will be making mistakes. They won't let you know that this is the mistake you have done. But believe me, a person who lets you know your mistake, at least thank you. Thank him and start working on that. If you don't start working on the feedback what you are having, you are not going to make things happen. And this is what is the point which you need to work on. Not you, everyone, me, everyone needs to work on. Whenever it is told to us that this particular part is missing, we should be thankful for him, because everybody will not correct you. There are the people in the world, those who want that you should make a mistake. They are waiting for your mistakes to be committed. So here we have to figure out that how we can go ahead with that and how we can cope up with that, right? And with this, I'm through. And here with one story, I'm telling you, with one story, I'm winding it up. This is the story of Lord Shiva. And this is a created story to pass on a message. I hope that whatever we have discussed out of these so many slides, you might have taken only one point and that is going to help you up. So the story of Lord Shiva is that once, you know what happened, Lord Indra came to earth and he visited a village. He found the people of village were so arrogant sort of, and he got angry with them and he said that, okay, from today onwards, I will never reign in your village, and you may have to face drought and all these things, and you will have to face famine and all. People were smart. They thought that we should do one thing. We should go and contact Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva, who was a senior of Lord Indra. He went to him, but before the villagers reached Lord Shiva, Lord Indra phoned them, Lord Shiva, that the people of that particular village, those who misconducted, they are coming to you. Kindly handle them in your way. Now the people reached Lord Shiva and asked them to promote or to just force Lord Indra to reign on that particular village. So Lord Shiva says, "Say, listen to me. I am the only person who told him not to reign there, because whenever I play my damru, whenever I play my damru, he starts raining, and I'm not in a mood to play my damru for next 12 years. Anyways, villagers came back. They found that, okay, now for the next 12 years, it is not going to rain. What is to be done? So one person was, they started doing something. Somebody started some hotel. Somebody started some puncture shop. Somebody started something else. There was one boy. He started his tea shop and he was selling tea. And in the evening hours, he used to go to his field and start cleaning his field and removing, grasses and all, and just taking care of the field. Lourdes Parvati was going on the inspection that particular way, and she saw that when Lord Indra is not going to reign in this particular field, why he is doing so? Why he is putting his energy into his field? So she stopped and asked him, why are you working in your field so hard? If it is not raining for the next 12 years. So he said that this is my real work, and if I don't do this, I lose my practice, and if I lose my practice, if I lose my practice, whenever it will rain, I will not be able to, get results better because I don't have practice of it. Now suddenly the word practice clicks in, what's Parvati's mind. She goes back immediately to Lord Shiva and goes and tells him that you have stopped playing your damru. If you don't play it, you will lose your practice. And after 12 years, how will you do that? Suddenly Lord Shiva realized and he started playing his damru. Now the Lord Indra was in default condition, and after listening damru, he started raining in that particular field. When it started raining, who got the most benefit of this rains? Only the person who was working in his field and his field was ready for the crop. So dear friends, whatever we have learned for it, I hope that anything, any word, any point would have been useful for you and you'll utilize it. Thank you very much for participating in this particular. Say summer school program. Thank you, Ritu ma'am. I'm over from my point now. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mahendra sir. That was a very, very good session. Acha, and I think there were some questions in the chat. I will just read out the questions to you.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
When Rahul Prasad, sir had asked about that he has a fear of stage speaking. So if you could give him some tips of stage speaking, stage fright, how to avoid that.
Ma'am, I'm not getting it.
Sir, you can hear me? Am I audible?
Sorry, your voice was cracking.
My voice is cracking?
No, ma'am, no. Kindly go again.
Okay, Mahendra sir.
Yes, ma'am.
One participant had asked about stage fright.
Yes, yes. Ma'am, this is what I have mentioned in the glossophobia part. This is a common process. Yeah, this is a common process. But to overcome stage fear, I would suggest you that, this is a human psychology that whatever we are lack at, we, refrain from it. We run away from it. Instead of doing it, have a one-time head-on collision. Whenever you get an opportunity, please try and speak. Number one, don't bother about the mistakes, right? Don't forget about it. We always have one idea that what somebody else will think about me, what somebody would say about me, what would he feel about it, if what would happen if I say something wrong. So these are just myths. So we should never bother about it. We should keep trying it. There's no one in the world who did all the things correct at the first time. No one in the world. Everybody, 8 people are sitting in this room. I ask you all one question. When we started learning walking in our life, so was it the first attempt we have learned walking, or so many times we have fell down, so many we have moved on our knees and all. So this is just a procedure. Keep doing it. Nothing else is there. Every step when you grow something, believe one thing, that whenever you are not able to do something, you learn one thing. Next time when you don't able to do thing, you learn one thing, and every next step you will feel that you will be a better fellow. Thank you.
Any other questions, participants? Because I can't see any more questions in the chat. Sir, the feedback from the participants is very, very good. Most of them are saying that it was a very fruitful session. And yes, sir, it was a very fruitful session. And I hope all of you got some good tips on your personal and professional development, on your persona, on how various factors influence you and your personality. And also, sir had given some presentation tips and tips to speak on the stage. So I hope all of you enjoyed the session, and it was very, very fruitful for all of us. And thank you, sir. Thank you for sparing your time. And participants, tomorrow we will be meeting again with another speaker, which is Willis Sam. And she's also a very good speaker, and she's going to talk about soft skills. So see you all tomorrow, and thank you, sir. See you all tomorrow at 11 a.m.